record. Okay, it's a chilly day, so good for you that came on at the beginning of the class, because the extended warm is really important. We're going to be hitting some shoulder issues today. So what you need to know, and I've said it before, but I'll say it again, your shoulders, I did a talk last night at a meeting, you know, they wanted me to do exercise. So I have to do something that won't kill the people there. Anyway, go like this. See what I did? I did a very simple move. I stepped, but when I stepped, I didn't step like this. Okay, that's an important point here. I have my carry bag right here, number one. I have my chair right here with a pad, because we're going to do progressive warm up. Then I have my little step stool. Now, those of you who do not have this type of a step stool, no, I'm not going to tell you to step up on a chair. I'm going to tell you to step up on just 2 inches. So I'll invite you to put it in the floor and you will step on this. Okay? Now, if you have something like that, great. This is specifically formatted to step up on. I would not normally tell somebody to do that on a normal step stool. Let's do that move again. Are you ready? Drop your shoulders, number one. Actually put your hands on your shoulders. Yeah, just press down on them. The chin gets tucked in. At the same time, I'm breathing through my nose. Okay? So when I say breathe through your nose, do you see what I did? I stepped out to the side. I didn't turn my toe, but then I'm going to open the door. See that? And I'm going to open the door with my shoulder down. All right? My tummy is tight, just braced. Then I bring that hand down here. I step back. Okay? You might think, well, that's pretty simple, Jeannie. Well, let's break it down. So here I go. I'm going to step this leg. I'm going to come up and just step like that, like I'm going to go in that direction. See? So I'm basically stepping off to the side without turning my foot much. Okay? And when I stepped, I keep tight, shoulders down, open the door. See that? Okay, when you get back here, you're going to want to sneak your shoulder up. Don't do it. Keep it down. If you have to change anything on a shoulder that's tricky, sometimes it acts up, soften the elbow. Just soften the elbow. Don't lift that shoulder up. See how I have it back here? Yeah. Then you bring it down through and you step back. Okay? So there is my carry. I'm going to either side of that. So I'm standing here. I'm going to step like I'm going to go this way. See? Then I'm going to act like I'm right in front of you and I'm patting you right here. That means you got to bend this knee. Take a breath through the nose. Open your hand. Elbow is soft, just a tiny bit. Now right here, drop your shoulder. Yes. Now really pull. So I'm pulling you both ways. Both ways. Okay? Then I'm going to just swoop underneath here. Come back. Okay? And do you see what I just did? See that? So first, I want you to do a little, like you're doing like a horsey ride. You know, remember when we used to do that with our little kids? Okay, we're going to horsey ride. Okay, this is without a hip hinge. Just this. Okay? This is without a hip hinge. So I'm going over some basic movement patterning. I'm on all fours of my feet. My shoulders are down, breathing through my nose. Say rib cage up and just sink without necessarily shining your taillights. Now it shouldn't hurt your knee. Your knee is gonna go out just a little bit more, but it's okay. So see, I'm just doing a little interset here. I'm just coming down, then I'm coming back. So I'm just sinking, see that? And you're gonna go back and forth from your toes to the heels. You're shifting. That's a good thing. Then I'm gonna go to this side of my carry. See, my carry bag is right there. Big breath through the nose. So I'm gonna act like I'm going that way. So I'm gonna go this way. My toe back here is still forward, but I'm acting like I'm gonna go this direction. So what am I gonna do with my hand? Open the door. See that? So as I'm going like that, keep my elbow soft, really open it. Big deep breaths, big deep breath, big deep breath through the nose, through the nose, through the nose. Now pull a little more. Keep your shoulder down, shoulder down, shoulder down, shoulder down. Then swoop forward. See that? Okay, now take them both. All right, so I'm gonna go this away, then I'm gonna go this away. You see that? So when I say this away or that away, it actually only means that way or that way. I'm just fancying it up a little bit. So you go this away. See that? Now you can go down south and be accepted. Okay, see how I'm standing? Okay, come back. See, here's my target. See, that's my carry. Okay, so I'm gonna act like I'm gonna go this away. And then I'm gonna act like I'm gonna go that way. Now, when you get into this stance, it's gonna pull you all over the place. That's the point of a warm-up, especially with balance, okay? So I'm out and I'm out, like that. And my hands are together. So now I'm gonna do a hip hinge. See that? Drop your shoulders, breath through the nose, brace right here. Keep patting yourself here because they want to creep up. Drop them down. Soften your knees. Now shine your taillights. Now you've got a move that will strengthen you instead of hurting or breaking down your back, your hip, your knee, okay? So we're just out about a 45-degree angle, kind of like that. We're gonna do some of those lifts with our arm at a 45-degree angle as well. So here we go. Soften, ribcage up, shine your taillights. That's a hip hinge. Keep your chin tucked. Come down, just like this. Then come back up, all the way up to where you're straight-legged. I know it. And if you feel like you're getting out of balance, what's the first thing you do? Soften your knees. Yeah. That's what you do. Try not to move the feet too much, okay? Now we're gonna go out into that T. We're gonna come up into that Y. We're gonna go into an L. Keep your knees soft. You're still standing slew-footedness, okay? That means out a little bit. See, my thumbs are heading back. See, my palm is up. Drop your shoulders right now. I know it. Keep your knees soft, just a little bit, and then go straight with your knees. Then soften them. Then go straight with them. Then soften them. Then go straight with them. Then soften them. See, I'm doing an L. I'm doing an L this way. Then I'm doing an L, backwards L this way. See that? Take a big deep breath through the nose. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Soften your knees. Straighten your knees. Now go into a T. Okie dokie. Take a big deep breath through your nose. Drop your shoulders. Yes. Then go up into that Y. So you should be getting a handle on how your shoulder is feeling. So see, as I come down, I bring them down, and then I'm going to come right down into a W. So I want to get this in your brain because we're going to do this move. We're going to do this move, L, then we're going to do this move, other L, backwards L. Then we're going to do a Y. Then we're going to go into a W. You have to do all of those with your palms up. You're going to hold a light, very light weight. Now, some of you might be getting panicky. Okay, do you feel the need that you want to come in with your legs straight? Well, don't, not yet. Bend your hip hinge, keep your chin tucked. Come down. See, I'm hip hinging. I'm pushing my taillights back now. And now I'm going to have my palms down. And I'm coming right up into a fly. So when you're in this position right here, you want your chin tucked and your shoulders down. Then you come in, tap those fingers, pull back. All of these moves, we have minimal pressure, but pressure on our quads, good pressure on our back extensors. Step in, I know it. Go across your midline, go across your midline. Then you're going to go frontal plane, which is stepping to the side, okay? And you might think, oh, you know, we've done this before. Yeah, you ate before too. You took a shower once too. And you have to keep doing it, don't you? There are some things that you need to repeat. It's just that we've taken movement out of the equation of something that we do have to do every day. Do you get the point? I hope so. Okay. I'm reviewing some classic moves that we're going to do now, starting with light weights. One of them is going to be stepping back, okay, into a back lunge. And this is acting as our warm-up. So I stepped back. I bent my knee in the back just so I can feel that calf muscle getting woke up. Okay, now I'm going to step back. I'm going to step straight back. I'm going to roll into my heel. I'm going to bend my knee in the back. Oh my goodness, this should feel like so good. And then come back, drop your shoulders, breath in through the nose, step back one more time. Now, when you step back, if you feel a little wonky, a little out of balance, you're going to have some weights in your hands in just a minute, number one. Number two, I'm going to tell you to stand up. When you step back, don't do the bending, okay? This is what we always want to do. Anytime we're stepping forward or back, I'm going to say rib cage up. If you feel a little out of balance, when you step your leg back, just go a little wider. Don't turn it. Just go up, widen your base. So I hope that I've talked about how to stay on balance and really get some good muscle work in with single leg standing and double leg standing. So I hope that these little tips are helping you. See, I can bend my knee. I can still hit the muscles pretty good, okay? And I have a wider base. If you want it to be more challenging and you really want it to be out of balance, almost step right behind your front leg, okay? Then bend that knee in the back. The front will take care of itself. Then come back up, okay? So once you've got all that going, now, before I step up, I'm going to step right here in front of my chair. I'm about ready. I'm fixing to pick up my weights. But I'm going through some basic moves that you're going to be doing with the weights. So I'm stepped wide. So the width is about like my chair legs, okay, instead of my shoulders and hips, okay? Hip hinge, come right on down, find your seat. You sit, then you stand. Take a big deep breath, keep your shoulders down. You sit, and then you stand. Okay, you should be able to come sit, and then stand. Take a big deep breath. Sit and stand. Okay? So we're gonna do 3 more. Just stay with me on this, all right? Take a big breath. So chances are you have walked around this morning, but you haven't done repeated sit to stands, repeated squatting. This is what we're doing right now. Take a big deep breath. Ask yourself, okay, how easy or how hard is it for me to just sit and stand? Where do I feel pressure? Where do I feel a squeeze? Is it pretty effortlessly done? That's what I want you to ask yourself right now. So as you're coming to stand up, keep your chin tucked. Exhale, okay? Do yourself a big favor. Breathe in. When you go to stand, you exhale. It doesn't have to be big, but if you do it through the nose, you've taken a huge step in getting yourself into deep breathing, okay? Really diaphragmatic breathing. And all I gotta do is breathe through your nose, okay? Just 2 more. Take a big deep breath. And 1 more. Take a big deep breath. See, I just put my hands back there just a little bit. Now, I'm gonna do that step up. You're gonna step up on your 2-inch high pillow. I'm gonna step up on, this is a probably, I need to measure it. It's probably 8 inches right here, okay? So I'm just gonna come here. If you do step up on the pillow, I'm gonna encourage you to get your bar. Even if you don't use it, you can just hold on to it here. Put it down if you need to. So I'm gonna hold on to it here. I got my foot right in the middle. I'm gonna step up, and then I'm gonna step down. And then I'm gonna step up, and I'm gonna step down. You are gonna step up and down, and don't start going all fast. Because if you might say to yourself, well, Jeannie, it's only 2 inches high. And I would say, well, that's good because you won't have that far to fall. Anyway, have your bar is the point. Or do this where you can put your hand on a chair or on a wall. And so I want you to change lead legs. As you're stepping up, then you step down. Change lead legs. See how I tapped? And I have my little bar right here. See this? So change lead legs. You just do a tap. That forces you to put that leg down, step up, tap, step down, okay? Now, we're gonna be doing this with weights here in just a second. And I'm telling you, if you start going too fast and get too big for your britches, one of these steps, you're gonna step up and you're gonna over or under balance and it's gonna throw you. So even though this is only 2 inches, it is unstable. This is much more stable, but it's higher, okay? So, again, do not go into these stepping moves without thinking about it, especially if you have replaced joints, especially if you know you have balance issues, okay? It is a really important thing that you do this, thinking it through, not fast, get stable before you take yourself up and then down. Take a big deep breath and back down. 1 more. Changing lead legs, changing lead legs. Good. Okay. Now we're ready. And what am I going to do? I'm going to start with a very light, for me, load. Okay? So I'm going to keep this on my chair for right now. So my light load is 3 and 3. Okay, so that's where I'm at. 3 and 3. And do you remember what we did the very beginning? Most of you are still here that came in early. We acted like we were going to go that way, correct? Yeah, we acted like we were going to go that way. So we kind of like, we didn't turn our foot, so to speak. We just went in a different direction, okay? So when you do that, again, if you're prone to doing this, when you think I'm going that way, what do you have to do? That's right, rib cage up, bring that leg back. I've got 3 pounds and 3 pounds. So I'm going to do some of those tasks that we did early on with our muscles that control our shoulder. Okay. Typically, when you think of shoulder girdle, you think of just the muscles right around the shoulder. No, we're going to do moves that get the muscles that really control everything with the shoulder, and it goes right in to our spine, right into the middle part of our body, our sternum, our spine. That's where it goes in. Okay, and we have to work those muscles. So here I go. If I'm going to go this way and I'm going to open my hand out, I'm going to take a step. I'm going to say rib cage up, and I'm going to open. And if I have a tricky shoulder, what am I going to do? Soften my elbow. Do not go as high. Come back. Okay. Drop your shoulders. Again, my thumbs are up because I'm hanging on to my weights, right? So I'm going to go that way. Say rib cage up. And I'm going to open the door. See that? And I'm going to take a big breath through my nose. I'm going to really work on keeping the door open. Then I'm going to come down, step back. So I'm going to do it one more time on both sides because I've got a 3 pound and a 3 pound weight. So I'm going to go that way, right? My toes are forward. Rib cage is up. I'm going to go this way. See that? Then I'm going to open the door. Keep your shoulders down, shoulders down, shoulders down. Big breath. Big breath. Then come down. Come back. Yeah, it's like a swooping action. Okay, here we go. One more time on this side. I'm going to go that way. So because I'm going to go that way, I don't want to bend. So what am I going to do? I'm going to say rib cage up. I'm going this way. I'm opening the door. And I'm going to hold that out there. Take a big breath. Take a big breath through the nose. Take a big breath through the nose. And I'm going to swoop down. And I'm just going to see how are those shoulders feeling. So some of you have had significant issues with shoulders. Then you would want to do this whole thing again with maybe a 1 pound weight. Maybe just I don't know, an 8 ounce can of juice or something like that. Okay, are you ready? Take a big breath. We're stepping right here. We're going to do a little hip hinge. Okay, just a little lowering. Okay, don't necessarily push your butt out on this hip hinge. So do you remember when we did this before? Okay, so we're going to bring the hands up in a T. They're going to turn them and we're going to go into a Y. We're going to be very careful with this. My shoulders are down. And you see me rocking and rolling? I'm just keeping my knees bending and straightening, that's all. And I'm in a Y. Take a big deep breath. Then I'm going to go to an L. Take a big breath through your nose. Then I'm going to go to another L on this side. Okay. So it's an L, both sides. Come back. Yeah, just like that. This is lightweight. Big breaths. I'm stepping back so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm balancing from heels to toes, soft knees. Then I'm going to come to my Y again. And I'm going to go up as far as I feel I can. If I need to, I'll come lower or I will drop the weight. So I'm in a Y, then I'm going to come into a T. Okay? Keeping my shoulders down. Then I'm going to come into that W right there. Now it's at this point that you got to look and you got to say, am I bending at the wrist in order to do this kind of a thing? So I don't want to bend at the wrist. I want to keep my wrist in neutral. Here's my W. See that? I'm going to come right on in here. And if your knuckles are hitting your deltoid, your shoulder, you're good to go. If you're struggling to get your knuckles to touch your deltoid, your shoulders, with your elbows right here at your waist, if that's a struggle and you're out here and you're trying to bend your wrist in order to do it, well, we got some work to do. So you need to be very careful about the weight you're choosing, even in these most basic of moves. Okay? So let's go from the W to the Y. Okay? Then we're going to go to the L. Take a big deep breath through your nose. Keep your shoulders down. Yeah. Then we're going to go to a T and we're going to turn it over. See that rotation? And we're going to turn it back. Then we're going to come into that W. Then we're going to bring it right up here. Our little knuckles are trying to touch our shoulder. And then we're going to swoop it down. Okay, all of that was done with a light, very light weight. So I was able to just pick this one up. It's a 3. Some of you might need to pick up a 2 or a 1. Okay, and some of you might say, well, Jeannie, I don't have that. And I would say, go find a can of food that you can hang on to. Because what I just went through, providing that you were keeping your shoulders down, you worked all the muscles in your upper back that are responsible for shoulder motion. Okie dokie. And using those those alphabet letters to help you with that. Okay, now we're going to progress. I'm going to go to 6 pound. Okie dokie. So now I'm at a 6 pound. I'm going to do what's called a bent over row. Now, if you struggle with balance in any way, and you still need to strengthen your upper body, we'll just have a sit down. But you have to keep your rib cage up, and you have to keep hip hinging. See that? So you're just going to hip hinge, and you're going to come right into a flat back. See that position? My knees are soft. My chin is tucked, and I'm going to come and I'm going to row. But before putting them down, I'm going to reach out a little. So I'm going to go pull, reach out a little, pull, reach out a little, make a little circle. So when you pull, you got to put your shoulders down. Breath through the nose, exhale. Breath and exhale. Pull. Make sure that you're bending and hip hinging and you're shining your taillights. This is the one to shine your taillights on. This one. Because I want to keep your back very parallel to the floor. Your upper body, I should say. Here we go. Pull. All the way around. Pull. All the way around. Just 3 more. Pull. All the way around. Breath. Exhale. Breath. Exhale. Breath. Exhale. And push through the heels and come up. Yay. Okay, bring that arm right here. Bring that arm right here. See that? This is still pretty light, okay? So this is a 6 now, and this is a 6 that I chose to pick up. So you might need to do everything that we just did with a 3, and that would be fine. Okay, but I'm doing some real progression now as I am doing the shoulder work. Okie dokie. So I'm going to stand right here and I'm going to mimic some of the moves that we're going to continue doing that we did in our warm-up. I'm going to step back. Okay, now if you wanted to make this much more challenging, which maybe I'll just do that. Okay, I'll do it like this. So here's my little pad that I had on my little chair. I'm just going to put it down like that. See? I got my 6 and my 6. I'm going to keep my shoulders down. And I am going to step onto the pad. So I'm going to step back. See, with one leg. I don't care which. So if you're on your pad, make sure your foot is right in the middle. And you're standing up here and you're going to step back. You're going to step back as far as you feel you can. Now, this move is going to throw you. Be ready for it. First of all, you got to not lean. Okay, I want you to stay upright. So say ribcage up, toes are forward. And here's where you got to know how, if you're struggling with your balance, either A, don't use the pad, just put your foot on the floor, or B, widen your base. See how I stepped wider? Yeah, and then say ribcage up. Then you can do everything just like regular. Right here, see I'm bending that knee, I'm going into a lunge, a backward lunge. So when I go into that lunge, I'm going to do a little hammer curl. Then I'm going to open. Then I'm going to bring her down. See that? So I'm going to stay down there and come up. Then as I go down, I'm going to do that hammer curl. It's going to throw you. Open, bring her down. Take a big breath, come up. Bend the back knee. Bring it down. Here we go. Hammer curl. Then open. Careful. When you go to put it down, bring that elbow into you. You want to be really gentle, especially if you have a delicate shoulder. So if you have a delicate shoulder, you still got to use it. I know it. So that's why you have to go carefully. Okay, stay in my stance. So what am I doing? Rib cage up. Yes. Drop my knee. Yes. The back leg should be getting super tired. Hammer curl right here. Open. Bring the elbow in and down. Okay. So take a big breath and bring that front leg off. Okie dokie. Step up with the other one. Right here. Now, everything goes. Get yourself ready to work. If you're too narrow, widen up. See that? If you want it more challenging, step further back and keep your foot right here on that pillow. Step back and step right behind your front leg. Then say rib cage up. Yeah, that's going to push you. Okay, what are we going to do? So first of all, we're going to bend that back knee. See that? So I'm going to go into a lunge. I'm bending the back knee as far down as I can go. See that? And as I bend it down, I'm going to bring the hand with the hammer curl right here. And then I'm going to come up. Take a big deep breath, straighten that leg. Big breath, rib cage up, and bend the back knee, and hammer curl. Right there. Yeah, you should be struggling for balance right now. Then you're going to bring it open. Then you're going to bring that elbow in and down. See that? Straighten up. So you still keep that leg back there. Make sure your toes are forward. Drop your shoulders. Bend the back knee. As you're bending that back knee, you're bringing that weight to your front arm. Then you open, bring that elbow down and swoop in. Straighten the back leg. Take a big breath. Bend the back knee. Pull the hammer curl. Open. Bring that elbow down and down. Straighten the back leg. Take a big deep breath. Ribcage up. Here we go. Bend the back knee. Bring the hammer curl right here. Open. Bring that elbow down. Swoop down. One more. Here we go. Straighten that leg. Now bend it. Now hammer. Now open. Now bring it down and around. Now bring that leg off. This should be heating up. Smoking. I know it. Okay. We're going to go. You remember the stance that we did where we were going to go this away and then we were going to go this away? See, there's my target right there in front of me. So now I'm slew-footed, kind of. See that? So I'm going to go down, but I'm not going to shine my taillights a lot, right? I'm going to go down, keep my chin tucked, just right to there. Take a big deep breath. I'm going to come up. You see, I didn't bring these. These are heavier weights. So I'm going to go with my knees in the direction of my toes. I'm keeping my rib cage up. I'm not necessarily pushing my taillights here. I just want to come down. I'm going to bring these arms right in here. See that? Pull. So this is the upper whole shoulder girdle that we're putting some press on. Keep your chin tucked. Big breath. Make sure your knees are going in the same direction as your toes. And your shoulders are down. You see, I'm not going in a big fly. Okay, I'm doing a very moderate fly. So here I'm coming into the chest. Here I'm coming all the way out to the upper back muscles, which control your shoulder. It's just that everybody thinks they have to go so dadgum heavy. No, you gotta get good at some lighter weight moves, okay? And do some repetitive motion. You might say, well, how long? I would say until that you can do it with ease and it doesn't bother your shoulder a bit, okay? So rib cage up, big breath. Don't necessarily do shining your taillights. You're bending your knees. They're going out over the toes. We're not coming down very far, coming right to here and then pulling. This is all the shoulder girdle, okay? Take a big breath, pull. Take a big breath, pull. So every time I say take a big breath, you know what I'm saying, right? Breathe through your nose, or if you need it, shut your mouth. That's what I'm saying. Take a big breath. Okay, three more. Okay, how are you squatting? The knees are going over the toes. Pulling. Yes. Here we go. Pulling. Yes. Was that 3? Okay, one more. Kathy is totally off her rocker right now. She's yelling at me. I know it. I'm working at it. Okay, big breath. Yes. Now I'm going to do our frontal plane motion. So I've got weights. I've got 6 pounds, 6 pounds. They're light, but I'm going to step and step in. See that? I'm going to step and step in. So what am I having to do? Number 1, I'm going in a frontal side to side plane. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm navigating around my kitchen chair, legs, around my weights, around my little pad that I have on the floor. See that? I'm keeping my chin tucked. And when I step in this side to side motion, I'm gonna do a hip hinge and bring it in. What I am not gonna do is lock my knee, because now I'm going to add this kind of a pull. So you can have your hands down or you can turn them out. So it comes like this. This is going to surprise some of you, because when you go from here or here to just 45 degrees with your hands, and then you try to do a lift, it may make you go, oh my goodness, what do I feel there in my shoulder? Okay, so that's why you've got to keep your elbows into your waist. Number one, shoulders down, yes, as you move side to side. Then when you come up and move down with this little 6-pound weight, see, my elbows are right at my waist. I am not locking my knee. I'm keeping a very nice little bend as I do a 45-degree angle curl right there. See that? It's a very important move for shoulder issues. And I don't see it being presented too much. Take a breath, keep your shoulders down. Yes, side to side. Take a breath, side to side. 45 degree. Big breath, big breath. So typically we always try to, in a therapeutic setting, meaning you're trying to get function back, we try to get to where you can do an endurance of approximately 3 sets of 10 of any certain move that's done with a relatively light weight, okay? So just kind of remember that, because we want you to have enough endurance in what you might have had as a non-functioning or a dysfunctional shoulder, or it's painful or whatever. Okay, come back. So I just kind of wanted to give you that little information there. Now, I'm gonna take a big breath again. I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna put my weights down. I'm gonna go up again. So now I'm picking up a 9-pound and a 9-pound. Okay, I'm gonna open my hands. I'm gonna take a big deep breath. Here's my little pad. I'm gonna put it on my little chair, because we're gonna be doing some sit to stands with our weight. But before I do that, see what I'm gonna do? See what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have to call him back. I'm gonna grab my little counter here. Some of you could grab your chair, okay? You could grab your chair and you're gonna step wide. This is a little interset, and you're gonna just push back. And you're gonna pull your arms. So you can't pull your chair over, but it gives you something to put your hands on as you go into this great big move. Open your hands, push down into your hips going forward. So drop your shoulders, bend the knees, drop your shoulders, bend the knees, drop your shoulders, bend the knees, take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, and then come back out, okay? So it's a little interset, and I did it with you. Most of you are at a chair, but if I had a door frame, see, I would grab the door frame and really pull back. So this is an immovable object, like a door frame. Okie dokie. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm gonna pick up my 9s. And I'm moving, moving, moving. And now I'm gonna be in my chair. And I have my little pad on my chair. See that? So I'm gonna come down to sit. I'm gonna do my sit to stands, but I'm gonna do it with 18 pounds added to my frame. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to give my hands a little bit of a break. And I'm going to put the weights right here. Okie dokie. Take a big deep breath. Shoulders down. Okay. Big breath through the nose. As I exhale, I'm going to tighten in my tummy. And I'm going to push into the heels. And I'm going to stand up. Yes. Then I'm going to come back down. And I'm going to go down. Take a breath. I'm going to come back up. Squeeze your butt right now. Okay. Now release. Come down. Drop your shoulders. And come back up. And you're pushing into the heels. But here's something that you probably forgot, because I didn't say anything yet. Don't hold your breath. I know it. Take a breath right now and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. And breathe in and exhale. And breathe in and exhale. Okay, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. Breathe in, exhale. Breathe in, exhale. Heels. Yes, just two more, just two more, just two more. Stay with me. Heels. Come back down. One more. Heels. Nice. Now you're going to put one of your weights right there. And you're going to put your hand on the middle of your chair. You're going to bend your knees. You're going to push your butt back. And we're going to just roll that shoulder, that elbow back. And I'm specifically using a medium weight because I want to be very careful about my movement pattern that I'm doing right now. So as I pull, I keep my shoulders down, my knees are soft, and I roll that elbow back over my shoulder. Take a big breath, roll it. Take a big breath, roll it. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Roll, stay in your heels. Keep your chin tucked. Take a big breath, roll. Take a big breath, roll. Take a big breath, roll. Two more, two more. We're almost there, almost there, almost there. One more. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to get the other weight ready. Okay. So just take your elbow around and a down. So it's just around and a down and around and a down. Kind of like you're swimming. Bring that thumb right to the ear, back down. See that? Keep your chin tucked. Big breath through the nose. Boom. Just like that. Just like that. Take an interset and do that anytime you need to. Okie dokie. Are you ready? So I got a 9-pound weight, just so you know. You get whatever weight gives you a good push. Chair leg width. Right here. Little hip hinge. Okay, stay parallel. Don't take your head lower. Bend your knees. You're into the heels. And we're gonna go pull, and we're gonna really pull it back with our elbow rolling into the back. Just like that. Take a big breath, keep your chin tucked. Stay on your heels. Roll back over the shoulders. Roll back over the back with that elbow. Big breath. Roll it. Keep your chin tucked. Boom. Big breath. Keep Keep pushing on your heels. Pull that elbow back over your back. Pull it. Big breath. Pull it. Big breath. Stay with me. Stay with me. Okay. 2 more. Breath. Through your nose. 1 more. Pull. And bring it back. Okay. That one was standing. Now we're going to set right here. See that? Still have 9 pounds. 9 pounds on both hands now. Now, instead of balancing and standing, our second set is going to be seated. So, stay on the very front edge of your chair. Okay, and again, trying to emphasize the shoulder girdle, which encompasses this trapezius muscle in the back. Okay, it goes up into the neck and it controls your whole shoulder. All right, and we went progressively today. We started out at a 3 pound, then we went to 6, now we're at a 9. Okay, drop your shoulders. Yes. Now we're going to hip hinge forward and just see if you can put your weights down in a hip hinge. Okay, I've got 2 extra inch of height of sit down. And if you're fun sized, maybe you don't want to be this tall. So you can take, if it feels better for you to just sit on the chair, do that. That's fine. Here's the goal. Here's why I'm telling you this. Because when you hip hinge with your legs pretty wide, you should be able to come down here and tie your shoe without rounding your back. See how I went down and up? Don't round your back, okay? If that's difficult for you, then you're too high. Take this out, okay? Okay, I have it there because it pushes me to go deeper, but you may not need that, okay? Drop your shoulders, hip hinge, do not round your back. Grab those weights. Now you're gonna come up and you're gonna do a fly, okay? Not a great big fly. You're gonna do the elbows in position, okay? So I'm not gonna go way out. In other words, I'm gonna go pull and I'm gonna try to squeeze my elbows coming in. See that? Then I go down, take a big breath, squeeze, take a big breath, breathe in, exhale, right there, and come back down. So I'm trying to squeeze a pencil with my shoulder blades, okay? And I've got 18 pounds that I'm trying to maintain and pull. Right there. Big breath, pull. Big breath, breath, pull those elbows in. Take a big breath, pull them in. Take a big breath, pull them in. Take a big breath, pull. 2 more. Here we go. Pull, breath, and pull. Right there. Okay, I'm going to take my weights. I'm going to stand up now with 18 pounds. Okay? So, you're going to go wide with your legs. You're going to come up, push your butt back, and come up. Okay? Then we're going to just come, take these weights here, put them right there. Just push back into the heels, grab them, and come up. Okay? We're going to do that 2 more times. We're going to go push. We're going to come down. Right there, going to the heels. Take a big deep breath, grab them, and push back up. Just like that. Here we go. Down. Into the heels. And just hang out here for just a few seconds. Take a breath. Take a breath. 3, 2, 1. Grab them. And into the heels and you're up. Okie dokie. So now I'm gonna put these weights down. And my little Target bag right here. I don't mean Target, the store. I mean, it's a target because I've been walking around it. All right. And actually, that's pretty good practice to do targeted walking around objects so that you can maneuver and you can know where you're at. You can turn and you can go in all the planes of motion. Okay, here's the bag. Now mine is such that I have two really heavy duty handles. Okay, so I light this up. This is about 20 pounds. All right. So now to end up on our shoulder work is we're going to do kind of a swing. Okay, you can do it together like this. Just hold it together. And then you don't want to lift at all. You are making this motion happen with your hips. Your shoulders are merely hanging on. So when you go into this, you squeeze your butt right there. Then you push back, hip hinge. You don't go super high. This is excellent for your muscles of your trunk, of your hips. Don't lift. See, I'm not lifting. This bag is coming out from hip motion. Big breath. Big breath. Big breath. Tight tummy. Through the nose. Keep your shoulders down. Shoulders down. Do not bend at the elbow. If I see you bending your elbow, then I know you're trying to lift. This is a hip, core, and then shoulder move. Bring it back. Try that swing on a regular basis. That kind of pendulum is nothing more than this. It's just, you've got a big weight on the end of it that you're trying to manage. Okie dokie. Then you go into a big hug. So your shoulders are up first. Then you push them down. Then you pull the elbows down. See that? Take a big breath. Turn, 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 turn. There. That was shoulder work. A little differently. Maybe than you're used to. Okay. I hope that helps. We'll take it off recording.